Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the October reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for post notifications. So we're going to start with the Grand Tableau, the Normand Oracle deck. I'm going to do a 5-card spread for you guys to really look at the energies for this month, Aries. Okay, so we have the bouquet, we have transformation here with the stork, we have the fox, we have the fishes, and we have the whip. Okay, so this card starts out like a pleasant set of pleasant interactions for you this month, right? So you might find that you are being more social, that you're going out a lot more, that there's a change in your social life with the store card here, and also just being in a state where you're socializing, but for some of you, this could mean that you're socializing for selfish reasons. So your socializing isn't just a freewheeling socialization. You're socializing for a reason, right? Or some of you might be a little bit suspicious about somebody else's social life, or if there's a change in someone else's social life, that you're kind of suspicious about their social life, right? This could also mean for some of you that you might be suspicious about someone's finances, but for some of you, this could mean that you're really like spending a lot of money or giving a lot of money away. When we see the whip card here, this is talking about conflicts, it's talking about disagreements and arguments. And particularly in correlation with the bouquet card, it might feel like the nature of a relationship has descended from being very pleasant to very, very conflict driven. And so a lot of this is due to financial arguments or money that was promised or some sort of disagreement over money. And it just feels like something that started out really well has gone through a transformation period where now it's no longer nice and pleasant. There is a difficult nature to the relationship, and it's probably due to finances. I do feel like some of you are suspicious about someone's, like I said, invitation, but also suspicious about the changes in the way that they've been acting, about their sudden socialization. If they start going out and they're being a little bit social, I feel like you are a little bit suspicious about that. But I feel like you also might decide that you might have been spending a lot of money in the past, but now you're in a space where you're kind of like tightening up on your finances. And it does feel like you're suspicious about someone. So let's go into the cards. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck. I've already shuffled it to kind of like get some more insight for you guys this month. Okay, so the Ace of Cups. I feel like I just got this card for Pisces. So some of you might be dealing with the Pisces. Ace of Cups is just like a retreat, right? It feels like you are spending a little bit more time with yourself, being a little bit more selfish with your emotions, kind of like falling back a little bit on an emotional level. I feel like you might be repressing your emotions and really, like I said, just kind of focusing on yourself right now. What is crossing you is the Eight of Pentacles. So what's crossing you is work. So a lot of you might just be really focused on work right now, trying to build your finances up, really just putting work more into yourself. Like, so with this card here, it just feels like you're taking a break from someone else because intuitively you feel like something's not right, and so you're focusing on work rather than focusing on like your emotions. So in the past, we had the Tower card in the reverse. So I feel like something happened, like a significant event happened. And it might not have been something that was like, you know, like an outward thing. I feel like this is like an inner thing. This is like an inner realization that something is not right. You might have realized that some people that have been around you have kind of been like moving a little bit differently, or moving or shifting themselves out of your life. And so that is not necessarily anything that is bad. Sometimes I feel like people are removed out of your life for a reason. And I do kind of feel like this is an internal thing where you're sitting to yourself like, okay, I think I need to fall back off of people. I need to fall back and really focus on myself, and really focus on my money right now. So I feel like you're really just focused on your coins. Yeah, so the Emperor in reverse is coming out in your conscious realm. So I feel like, again, a lot of you guys are really just internally focusing on yourself right now. But there is a sense here that you you might be dealing with someone who is a little overbearing. They might be a little bit domineering. They might be a control freak, right? This is a card of like structure and discipline. And when it's in the reverse, it's kind of like you're being either overly disciplined to someone else, or you have a lack of discipline in your own life, or you're just being inflexible, or you're just being very rigid with the way that you're looking at things and viewing things. And this could be a boss that you have, or someone that you feel like is like a father figure in your life. This card actually played out the same way for Aquarius again. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, you should take a look at that reading because it played out in the same exact position. In the subconscious, we have the Magician. So I mean, I do feel like you're trying to manifest some things in your life. Again, I feel like your focus right now is not so much on emotions, it's more on work. And so some of you might be presenting in this way where you're coming across as the Emperor in reverse, where you're coming across as being inflexible and rigid and just, you know, really domineering, especially with your finances. But I do feel like the Aries, this card to me kind of symbolizes Aryan energy a little bit, but it's also referring to like a manipulation of energy. So I really do feel like there are some things that in your life that you're trying to manifest in your life, and you're kind of working very hard on that. The final outcome is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. And so you might find that again you had to walk away from something because something was missing, but it's missing on an emotional level, right? So you're in search of that emotional fulfillment, and in search of that emotional contentment that you want in your life, that you're not getting here with the Ace of Cups, or that you're not giving also with the Ace of Cups. So there is like a real push and a real focus on your finances, because I feel like you are trying to manifest some things in your life, right? So I want to look at the Tower card in reverse. What happened in the past? So there were some messages that came in I feel like this is intuitively you feel this way. Like I don't necessarily feel that someone came to you and said anything to you. I do feel like this was an intuitive thing. Knight of Wands is, so some of you might have been dealing with a fire sign, another Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo person. So you might have been in a situation where they kind of like came in quickly and left quickly. And so you might be in a space where you're not really sure what's happening with this person, or you're not really sure if they're coming back, but intuitively, I feel like you know that they're not coming back. You might actually be in a bad mood because of it. What is the Emperor in reverse for? Here for the Emperor is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So it does feel like there was the opportunity for a new start that ended. That person might have been removed from your life. Again, with the Ace of Swords, I feel like there's some truths that came out. Someone wasn't necessarily being honest. And it, the Emperor is also is Aryan energy as well. It represents Aryan energy. So again, that person might have, been an Aries too, or you find out, like I said, there was a start, an opportunity for a new start here with two aces, clarifying it, and you found out that they were not being honest, and they might have kind of like been sliding out the back door, and intuitively, I feel like you kind of knew that, or you know that, and so you're really focused on your coin right now. What is the Magician in reverse here for? What is the Magician in reverse here for? The Magician is Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Swords in the reverse, the Star card, and the Five of Wands. So it does feel like a cycle that you go through, like with people. It turns into this thing where there's conflict or where there's a dispute, and there's a conflict or there's a dispute, and then it's like a cycle where they come in, you're fighting about something, and then you're repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. And I feel like you're really working hard here to try to develop this type of dynamic, the Ten of Pentacles dynamic here. I feel like that is what you're working on. You do want to build a stable, long-term situation with someone else. A lot of this has to do with you feeling like you want the help. I feel like this is where the selfishness comes in. I feel like you might want someone to come in to be with you to develop this long-term situation, but it's really due to the fact that you want them to help you with your finances. Or you may have found out that that was the reason why the person that you were talking to that left was around, and so that is probably the reason why they were removed from your life, because they were not there for the right reasons. I do feel like you, at the end of it all, despite all of this, I do feel like you are still on a search to have that type of long-term relationship with someone, because you are still in search for it, and you are still very hopeful about it. And I really do feel like that is what you're working on trying to manifest in your life, and you're trying to bring that in and call that in, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that, but when we see the Tower here, the Tower is an indication that when people are removed out of our lives, they're removed out of our lives because the energy that they bring is not something that's sustainable, or it's not a strong enough foundation for it to grow and develop into anything else. And so if you have someone in your life that's coming in and they're not being honest, or they're kind of acting a little bit wishy-washy, or they're here one second and then they're not here another second, then that doesn't really leave room for growth and anything long term. So really it's about looking at the beginnings of our situations and really putting ourselves in a space where we are open to receive all the things that we want by also embodying that energy in our life. So if we see we have the Ace of Cups here, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. There is an opportunity for a new beginning, but I think it starts with making sure that you're investing your time and energy into the right people who are going to be there for you and who are not going to leave you lacking, right? So let's look at the advice cards for you guys and see what the advice cards say. That's for Aries. And this is Omen. The card says Omen. Let's see what that means. So the Omen card says, hawks are messengers. This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of the spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and the unseen. Drawing this card speaks of focus and intuition. Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go. How high do you want to fly? When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will soon shift for you. So that's great. So the shift happens when you, like I said, you focus on the things that you want to bring into your life and you embody that. And also starting to develop relationships that are built on solid foundations. And again, always paying attention to your intuition, because that has played a role in you realizing that things are not necessarily on the up and up. And so if you use that earlier on, you could avoid a lot of the unnecessary drama. And yeah, that is the end of the reading for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate you for being here. Please go ahead again and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Let me know in the comment section what is going on in your life, if this makes any sense to you. And share the video with someone who you think could benefit from it. And I hope to see you guys soon. And thank you again for being here. Good night.